What else am I thankful for?
Wait, no, we gotta take turns, pal. Don't we jump on the line with your thankfulness,
okay.
with your thankful ass. I turned to Cat Williams all of a sudden. Your thankful ass, sir. That'd be a funny podcast. A guy who's really rich and a guy who's really poor, and they go back and forth. The one guy's like, "I'm thankful that I had a port to pull my yacht into, and a brand new laminated helipad." And the other guy's like, "I'm thankful for heat."
I wrestled a cat for half of a fish and I won.
Pocket party. Yeah. When I'm down and feeling low with so much negativity, I listen to Darren got his pocket party. He got his friends as guests and they be really funny. It ain't over till he say, boy, don't hurt nobody. Yeah. They run.
Pocket party.
And we are back. Let's call Mike Black right now. Mike Black, Mr. Mike Black. Phone is ringing. Hopefully he will answer on this cold day in December.
Hello?
Hello, is this the Mike Black?
It is.
This is not a bill collector. This is Darren Carter.
That's amazing. I can't believe Gwendolyn put you right through. Thanks a lot. Guess who's not getting a Christmas bonus?
Oh, dang. Hey,
Don't give me that look.
You got one great assistant over there. Wendolyn is his name?
Gwendolyn.
Oh, Gwendolyn.
Her name.
Oh, her name.
And she is part of my staff. She's not my only assistant.
That's true.
There's Oliver Standish, whose lineage as a butler goes back to the 1600s, and he was his great grandfather was the butler for the Archbishop of France. So,
oh wow! And where did you pick this guy up, on Wish, or is it like you have to be on a long list?
No, you're familiar with Task Monkey?
Yes,
it's an app site. Yeah, you can just find people on there,
or just like random butlers from long lineages.
Yeah, well, I don't know how everyone else does it, but that's how it worked with him.
And you just believed him? You're like, I don't need to see your credentials. I believe you.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's fine. He has a pretty good British accent. He watches a lot of Downton Abbey. So I don't know if he watches it because he misses home or if he's doing research. He might just be a really good actor. I don't know.
Yeah, he's actually in like the Groundlings.
He actually, well, he assures me that he's British, and I was like, how do I know for certain that you're British? He goes, remember that soup I made you? And I was like, yeah. And he said, not everyone serves it with Ritz crackers. That's a British thing.
I know.
It's very fancy.
I think I told you that before. Whenever I have Ritz crackers in my mouth, I feel rich. I feel wealthy. I'm like, oh, I'm part of the Ritz family, putting on the Ritz.
Yeah. I feel like I've really accomplished something.
I deserve. By the way, I had the wisdom tooth removed about a month ago, and I'm still leery because they say don't have anything sharp crack. And I probably could do it now, but I'm like, I'll probably wait. I'll wait till Christmas before I dive into the Ritz crackers.
Oh, you had your wisdom teeth removed.
Yeah, well, only one though. I only had one, so it was. I guess it was coming in sideways. It was in like impact.
Yeah, that's a bad choice, Darren. You should get all 4 done at once.
I know.
Everyone I've ever met who does the one at a time thing, it just drives you insane.
Yeah, well, because I didn't have to. I thought I was lucky because for the longest time I didn't have to have any removed, and then about 5 years ago they're like, ooh, this one, ooh. So then they took that one out, and then. But so far they said the other ones are completely covered by the gum, so there won't be any problems. So I think I'll be okay.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one coming in sideways, one coming in backwards.
Oh, geez.
They're like, one of them was subletting, renting to a smaller tooth. Yeah. and wasn't claiming it on its taxes or anything. They all had to go.
I have a friend who's 57 years old. the same week that I had my wisdom tooth removed, he had to get a baby tooth removed. I go, really, a baby tooth? He goes, yeah, somehow.
Oh, God.
Somehow there was a baby tooth in there for 57 years, or 55 years.
That never left?
That never left, so they had to take it out, and I'm like,
oh, maybe he's one of those gross guys that like absorbed his twin.
Oh, that's so funny you say that because, and I hate to say this, but he's like, you guys can just fast forward over this part. It's not too gross, but he was just telling me that he said that the dentist told him that he had bad breath. And then, so after the baby tooth came out,
God damn.
After the dentist told him,
your breath is fugly. You've got stank breath.
Yeah, he said that it wasn't. I go, he said that, and he goes, well, he said it wasn't. He goes, he described it as not pleasant. So that was a nice way of saying. But
it's funny. I just as you can tell, since I have a staff, my career is on a meteoric path upward.
Yeah.
And I am on the SAG nominating committee this year for TV shows.
Oh, nice.
And I got to go to this event where they did Ted Lasso, that show.
Yeah.
And they had the whole cast there to do a Q&A, but it was over at the American Legion, and it was a really beautiful theater and everything. But I had not seen the show, so I was a little stressed. I was like, I'm going to not fit in. Everyone's going to be mad at me. Right. that's talking to me. Like, some diehard fans are going to be there.
They're like, Ted Lasso. You're like, I love Westerns. Lasso. Yeehaw!
Yeah, woohoo! Or I'll upset the American Legion. They'll think it's unpatriotic that I'm not watching it or something. But luckily, they showed 2 episodes before the cocktail party sort of thing. But one of the episodes was all about this little girl. It all takes place in London, but all the kids in school are making fun of her. Like, some kid, they do Secret Santa at their school.
Yeah.
And some kid gives her a toothbrush and mouthwash and stuff like that. It's like, you're going to need it because of your horrible breath. And so the little girl's crying, and so her dad is like, oh, come on, the kid's just making fun. And she goes, no, everyone makes faces when I'm next to them and talk to them. And he goes, it can't be that bad. And so he's like, I'm a rugby player, I'm around sweaty guys all day. I'm sure I've smelled worse. Breathe right in my face. And she breathes in his face, and he goes, you might be dying. We have to get you to a doctor.
It's funny. I remember I used to see a lot of comedians do this one joke where they'd go, do you remember? I mean, it was really funny the first 2 times I heard it, but they'd be like, why do people with bad breath always want to tell you secrets?
Yeah.
But it is pretty, yeah. But it's funny because that dude that I'm telling you, he's already a paranoid type of guy, like an insecure type of dude.
Yeah, that's the last thing he needs is a dentist telling him.
Exactly, because he's like, he carries the old school breath spray with the breath spray.
Oh, Banaka, that sort of stuff.
Not even that sort of thing. But he goes like organic grocery stores, organic, everything's organic, no chemicals.
Oh, well, that's why his breath stinks.
Yeah, I know. He thinks it might be his diet because he's like, I'm all about organic, and I'm like, dude, it's just. And then he goes like this to me. He goes, does my? And I go, no, I never really. I go, what I do notice is that spray. I don't like the way that spray smells because it smells like bad medicine. And he's like, really? Because I like it, and whatever the smell is, I don't know.
Yeah. He probably likes a lot of things that are gross, that smell weird.
Right. Exactly. So I'm like,
I start my day with a block of organic cheddar.
And then organic
I top
onions.
it off with an onion.
Organic garlic, and then I like some organic. Yeah.
I move on to some organic chili. And
Yeah. So he thinks that it's that rotting baby tooth that was in his mouth for 55 years or whatever. So.
Oh, I'm no detective, but he might be onto something.
So I go. So afterwards, after he got the tooth pulled, I go, because he went back for like a revisit. And I go, how's the breath? And he's like, no, the doctor said it was a lot better. So, I think we solved it. And I thought that was pretty funny. But
he also said, lose my number.
Lose my number. I'm going out of business. You need to see somebody closer to your side of the valley.
Yeah.
And please, no secrets in the office.
My secretary says your breath is busted now.
Yeah.
It used to be double busted.
Yeah, you're the only one who's allowed to raise your voice in our office.
Yeah.
Everyone has the indoor voice. You can use the outdoor voice. Here's a megaphone. Next time you come over, just do the megaphone. And
COVID or whatever, you gotta stand over there.
Yeah.
Away from us.
I'm going to pull your tooth with these 10-foot long tongs.
Yeah.
These hot dog tongs in a microscope. No, a telescope. Yeah. Yeah, so then
he does the old school, like the Tom Sawyer, where he ties a rope around your tooth and then ties the other end to a door.
And just slams the door. But he won't even let him use the doorknob in the office. He's like, listen, I'll validate your parking. They have like hazmat suits on. They go, we want you to tie this around the parking garage door, and then here's the remote. The remote. When the remote goes up, your tooth will come out.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. He's the kind of guy, like he said that he was going to go to a by the way, I'll tell you his name off the air. He's an older comedian. Mm-hmm. And he was going to go
Can I guess on the air?
No. Oh yeah, okay. Well, is it the Dice Man? No.
No, it is not the deal.
Hickory dickory dog, take this tooth out. All right, this is not the I don't think you wouldn't know him, and I kind of don't want to say his name because I might try to get him as a guest one day.
Talk about it.
It'll definitely be a phone call podcast. We're not going to be in the room with him. No, but I'll.
That'd be the worst way to get roasted. You think you're doing a friend's podcast, and it's like, wait, this is a party line. There's like 8 other comics on here.
Yeah, there's like 8 comics that just ambush him. They're like, your breath is so bad, you gotta. Yeah.
I can smell it through the phone.
Gosh dang. Yeah.
Boom, roasted.
Boom. He's like, yeah. He said he was gonna, because he just happened to have a spot that night at a club, and he said he was gonna ask the club owner if his breath smelled, and also the club booker.
Definitely what you want to ask the club booker.
The club booker and the club owner. He's like, no, I'm gonna ask them, and I'm like, dude, don't bring it up, don't mention it. Like you're
even
fine.
If you don't want to plant that seed in their head.
Exactly. I go, just keep doing, well, I was going to say keep doing what you're doing, but don't. I go, number one, I think you need to just, knock off that organic breath spray thing, man. It's,
keep doing what you're doing, but also floss.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious, man.
Don't talk to anybody at the club.
Yeah, don't. Yeah, and then so for like the next few times he saw me, he would be like, "Hey, man, how's?" By the way, I'm trying not to do an impression of him, so he was like, "Hey, man, how is my breath?" And I just walk away from. I go, "It's good, dude, it's good." And then I usually put my arms out, almost like a boxer, and I'm like, I go, "You gotta maybe change up the spray. Maybe go with like Listerine or Scope, something people are familiar with, like." You know.
It's my favorite breath. Just go away.
Yeah, just go get a green bottle and just drink it, the whole bottle.
Yeah. Drink some whiskey while you're at it.
Drink some whiskey. Maybe start drinking, dude. You need to start get something else on your breath other than your baby. Hey, by the way, isn't there a flower called baby's breath? I think
there is.
I think there is. Because that ain't what he had, apparently. I mean,
Yeah, start eating that.
Start eating that baby's breath,
Actually, those listening, I do not eat baby's breath. It is highly poisonous.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, baby's breath. Yeah, maybe it's baby's breath, not baby tooth breath in a man who was born in the early 60s. Yeah, don't do that.
What a circus freak.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a pretty looking thing. It's a flower. Yeah, they are native to Eurasia, Africa, Australia, and the Pacific Islands. That's cool. Baby's breath.
Yeah, they are poisonous, right? Aren't they?
I don't know, but I wouldn't go around gobbling it down.
No, that's just a good rule of thumb.
Oh, it says the baby's breath, however, was derived from the fact that this flower is widely used as a special baby shower gift.
Yeah.
Oh wait, is baby's breath toxic? It says, while popular in bouquets are actually toxic, in all capitals and all bold print. Ooh, man, you're smart.
Yeah.
You knew about this. How did you know that? You just
I poison a lot of people.
with baby's breath. Here's a bouquet. Go ahead and nibble on this, my friend.
No, I saw it on some show, and they kind of made a joke about, like, oh, blah, 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 baby's breath. And then someone else was like, it's poison. It's like, oh, good to know.
That's so funny, man. You know what? Like, see what you just said?
It doesn't look like something you'd want to eat anyway, but it's good to know that it's poison.
Right. Yeah, because you might do it as a joke. You might like let's say you're doing a sketch and you have like some roses and you start nibbling on start putting the roses in your mouth. You're like, oh, baby's breath, and then
we were all having a great time, and then his throat closed.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you made a good point. You said you learned about it by watching a TV show. And I want to tell you that there was a big, I don't know, like if it's still out there, but there was a big movement, like when we were growing up. I remember they were like, turn the TV off, read a book, get out there, turn your TV off, stop watching movies, stop playing video games, don't watch. But it's funny. So I kind of, or like there'd be stickers. They'd say, kill your TV. Like, like there were anti, screens, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to tell you real quick. But I think that's not necessarily true because you could learn so much. Like my cousin, big into video games. I don't know what video game it was, but it was something about New York. He grew up in Fresno, just like I did, and he moved straight from after high school from Fresno to New York in like the early 2000s. But he said he knew his way around New York because he'd spent so many hours playing this video game. He goes, man, it was very like that's how he learned about New York. And there's I notice a lot of people they get their information from a movie or a TV. Back to you, Mike.
Yeah. Well, people process information differently. I remember hearing that comic books had no merit whatsoever. Now, $50 billion later, they're doing just fine. And, a lot of kids like me are respond to visual stimulus a lot more than text.
Yep.
And so it's just also, when you're reading a comic book or watching a movie, more of your senses are engaged, so more of your brain is turned on, so you're processing information at a better rate. And like someone once said about comic books that if you look at the way a comic book is done, there'll be an image and then text to describe either what someone is thinking or what they're saying, or some other bit of information that's pertinent. And then there's the next panel, which is the next sequence in the story. But in between those two panels, your mind fills in a lot of gaps for movement, for the continuation of time, what have you.
Yeah.
And so your brain is not only processing and learning information, it's also engaged in creating at the same time. So if you learn something really interesting, chances are it's going to stick. And not all of it is good information. Like I remember reading a Batman comic where he gets thrown off a train and describes how to survive getting thrown off a train as it's happening to him. And one of the things he says is, count on breaking bones.
Ooh.
like there's a good chance you're going to break bones. But the best thing you can do is go limp and kind of roll with it,
Roll with it and cover your head. Yeah.
And so you see it by the end of it, he just looks terrible, but he's alive. And I was like, maybe this isn't the best information on getting thrown off of a train. However, I don't see anyone else stepping up with any information on it.
Right. I'm just going to run real fast when I land.
Yeah.
I'm going to get out of the way, hobo, and give me that harmonica. Stop, drop, and roll off a train.
I would love a book on how to survive getting thrown off a train or how to survive getting thrown off of things.
Oh, gosh. I know.
and they always start running.
Start running, bro.
In midair.
I know.
Well, you've seen, like, people have kind of figured out some of that stuff, like the parkour.
Oh yeah.
Where
they're incredible shape, though.
the ones that can really do it. But I've seen guys like drop 2 stories and land on their feet, but they manage the impact the right way, where they just kind of ride it through their body and do a flip or something like that.
Yeah, they like how superheroes always land and they put one fist on the ground, like.
Yeah, they don't do that at all. That is.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that for certain. From reading comic books, do not land like superheroes land ever. You just shatter your knees and your fist, for that matter.
Yeah, I know what I was going to tell you. So as performers, we notoriously will receive low. Every now and then, you'll get like these really low residual checks. See our friends will post it like 1 penny or whatever. And I got one recently. It was so weird. I don't know why. It was 64 cents, and I'm like, why would they even send that? Wouldn't they? Can't they just wait till the next time and just tack it on to another check? Like, why do they?
But I know why.
Oh, you know why? Okay.
Yeah.
You've looked into it. Did you learn about this from a comic book?
No, I learned about it from living it.
Oh damn.
What it is by the time they're sending you checks that are less than $1,
yeah,
that means whatever you're being paid for is airing so infrequently that it's probably not going to air again for another year. So they want to do it within this fiscal year. For tax purposes.
Yeah, that makes
Otherwise,
sense. Otherwise,
it looks like they cheated you, and then you can sue them for a lot more money.
Well, here's the thing. It was for an audio. It was for my album. By the way, if you're listening and you want to help support and be entertained at the same time, I have 4 comedy albums. Look it up: Darren Carter, Shady Side, That Ginger's Crazy, Stay at Home Stripper, and The Party Continues. So they sent 2 checks. But you're right, though. For TV movies, I think that's 100% right. For whatever reason, with these albums, the one check was like 64 cents, and then they immediately issued another check for a little bit more than that. But it was like I don't know why they didn't just combine it. But anyways,
it's possible that one of them was an error.
Yeah, that in that particular case, because it was literally like back to back. Like email was sent. It was like within a matter of like minutes. So I don't know, but.
Yeah.
When I received
it's hard to say, but it's like it'll cost you more to cash them than to just frame them.
And so I got to thinking, and maybe you could help me out on this. I was like, my wife goes, "What can you even buy for 64 cents anymore?" So I was thinking about that. What can I buy for 50 cents? And I Googled it. What can I buy for 75 cents? And I'm not talking like going to the dollar store. Even the dollar store's up now, right? $1.25, I think. They changed the price.
The $1.25 store.
Yeah, it's like, because I remember when I was a kid, we were able to get candy bars, I want to say for 25 cents, and then maybe the bigger ones with 35 cents.
Right.
Somewhere in there. Does that sound about right to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
when you were a kid. When I was a kid, it was a little more.
Yeah, I know. When I was a kid, it was like 10 cents, right, bro? And you're like, no. You could catch a flight for $0.25. No. Yeah.
Yeah. If you helped them spin the propeller, they gave you a discount.
Yeah. Side note.
Move the blocks off the wheels.
Yeah, exactly. Side note, and then we'll get back to what can you buy for 50 cents or basically what can you buy for like less than $1. But I want to say, taking the money. I used to live in an apartment in San Diego, and the rent. I rented a room in a Victorian house, like something you'd see on Scooby-Doo. Like one of those giant, like it was actually really cool, especially at that age. You're like 24 years old. I was playing the Comedy Store. I'm doing all the clubs down there, and the rent was $300. Get this, $300. I got to park it in a covered garage, like it was a rickety old wood shed type of thing, but still it was a garage. And she would take, I think $15 or $25 off your rent if you would rake the leaves. So,
damn.
Yeah, so I used to do a joke about it, but it's kind of true. Whenever it got towards like the first of the month, I'd be out there like shaking the trees. Come on, big money! Like I got just out there doing a big show. I'm raking leaves, Margaret, or whatever her name was. Her name was Anne. That's right, Anne. Yeah,
and Margaret.
And no, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it was. Yeah, yeah. That was it was kind of cool though. Wouldn't that be great if you could do that now? Like just take money off your bills by doing certain things.
You mean like work, like having a job?
Oh, yeah. There you go. Yeah. No, I mean like if you're, your rent or your mortgage, or maybe it wouldn't work for mortgage.
She basically tricked you into joining the workforce.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Hey.
Like a normal person would do.
It was crazy, man. I clocked in at 9 a.m. and got off at 5, and they gave me a check for more than 64 cents. It was wild. Why would they do that? Well, Darren, it's a pay period, and yeah.
This is what normal people do every day.
Yeah, man. Actually, now, if they took $15 off your rent, for some people, they're like, it ain't worth it, dude. But at $300, and then to get it knocked down to like $275, especially at that age, 24 years old, you're like, I'll do it. Because back then, I think gas was like, I don't know. What do you think? Well, let's look it up. What do you think gas was? Well, also California is more expensive, so price of gas. I'll put 1995. Price of gas 1995.
1995. I'm gonna say.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
$1.88.
According to what I just Googled, I mean, things change, especially in other states. I know it's usually less, but it says 1995 $1.15.
Wow.
96 says $1.23. Yeah, it wasn't. And then even 1998 it says $1.06. $1.06. No way.
That was
it has
the low end. That's right.
Oh, it has by the states. California, 1995 in California was $1.29.
Okay.
Michigan. I know we have some listeners in Michigan. Oh my gosh, 1995 it was 55 cents.
Well, that's Detroit.
Ohio, 58 cents. Florida. Back then it was 83 cents. Texas.
What was it in New York?
51 cents. 1998 in Texas. Okay, New York. Do they have New York? I don't see New York on here. They just have...
Everyone was on foot.
Everyone was on foot. Oh, let's see. Oh, wait. It says 30 more rows. Oh, man. I don't know. It mostly has Texas. They don't even have Colorado. That's where you're from.
It is.
What year? Maybe I'll change the year. Oh, wait, gas price. Forget Texas. I accidentally clicked gas prices in Texas. That's why I kept showing Texas.
Remember, listeners, you chose to do this.
You chose. That's right. You wanted to know. Not really, but we're telling you anyways.
We're not making you listen to this podcast about gas prices 30 years ago.
There's a reason we're not in the top 200 on iTunes. So, oh man!
After this, we're going to be talking about cream corn.
Exactly. Let's just skip to the year 2015. Gas prices were $2.45. It only goes up to 2015.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I think most of us remember it.
Yeah, and then real quick, if you were driving around in 1930, gas prices were 20 cents.
Yeah, because you were the only one driving around.
Yeah. Oh, when all those songs like about cars in the 50s came out, like so you got to remember like a lot of driving, let's go, cruising. So in the late 50s,
little lady from Pasadena.
Yeah, all that era, gas was 31 cents, 30 cents, 31 cents. It was pretty much 30 cents for a really long time, and it didn't even get into the even during the gas crisis, it got pumped up into like 59 cents, 62 cents, 63 cents, 86 cents at its highest, and then well, and that's when they kind of realized, hey, we're onto something here. I know. We need to have a gas crisis a little more often. People like going places. I know. Maybe have entire wars open. I know. I laugh at the word war. That sounds bad. Edit that out. What's your assistant's name? Gwendolyn, send him a note to edit that out. Gwendolyn, can you please edit out my... She's packing up her stuff. She's tired of me. Do you watch Curb Your Enthusiasm? Not lately. I haven't watched this season. Oh, I saw an episode. Well, okay, spoiler alert. So last night on the episode, the assistant apparently, like, they listen in and take notes, and so Larry was talking bad about her, and he goes, she's on the phone right now, and he goes, what? Why is she on the phone? She's always on the phone. She's listening. She's like, hi, Larry, and he's like, what are you doing? Like, hang up the phone. Hang the phone up. Like, yeah. He didn't like the fact that she was like listening the entire time.
Yeah, they need to tell you when they're doing that.
I know. So okay, so let's go. I read some article and like what? Because I actually wanted to know what can I buy for 50 cents or 75 cents. Basically, not much money, and there's not a lot you can buy out there. Somebody wrote a blog about it. They said, and I don't even know when they wrote this because the price has gone up. They said you can send a letter with the price of postage at 44 cents. Now I just Googled it. I think a stamp is 58 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm wrong. I think it went up because it said it went up 3 cents. How much is a stamp? Do you have any idea?
$7.38.
Hold on. How much are stamps? Hold on.
How much are stamps?
I know. You can never get a straight answer. It's like, buy this whole roll off Etsy. I don't want a whole roll. I just want...
Because you're asking it in a not good way.
Okay.
Ask how much is a current postage stamp?
Current postage stamp. There you go. It says the answer is 58 cents on August 29th, 2021. It was raised to 58 cents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Too much,
But at the same time, not enough. If you were to ask me to deliver it.
Yeah. Yeah, like
not at that price.
Yeah, back in the days of the Pony Express, which was only around for 18 months. And man, those guys they're riding horses and they're going as fast as they can, and then they're getting shot at, and people are trying to rob them, and then it's almost like a relay race. They hop off, and then the other guy jumps on, and they just keep, oh my gosh.
The postage rate is 58 cents. Let's say you're mailing something. Let's say I'm mailing a Christmas card home to my parents.
Yeah.
What it would cost me to just hand deliver it to them, we're looking at about $500. So when you think of it that way, it's a pretty good discount that you're getting.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. I'd
have to book a flight, take some time off, all that stuff.
I know you couldn't drive out there with the price of gas. So you're like, hey, here's 58 cents. Do my errands for me, please.
Yeah.
Give my regards to my mother, my father, and tell them that Gwendolyn also says Merry Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gwendolyn would be the one writing the card. I would just dictate it.
Hold on 1 second. My wife asked me to do something really quick. I'll be right back. Hold on 1 second. I'm right there.
This is very professional. Darren's a professional podcaster. He knows what he's doing.
All right.
He's not terrible at his job.
And I am back.
I just sang a song called Darren is Very Professional.
Thank you, my friend.
to cover whatever was going on there.
Yes. Hold on. I got to tell her all good. Okay, cool. When wifey texts, you must respond. Okay. So you're lucky.
This is why I'm not married.
Yeah, you've got Gwendolyn to do your dirty work.
Exactly.
Here's my question. So I'm reading this article. They're like, not question, but statement. And this person was like, what can I do? What can I do for that, amount of money? So they were like, it gets really sad after the postage
You
stamp.
really built this up in a big, big way.
Yeah, it gets really sad.
The audience is on the edge of their seats.
What can we buy? So big drop after the postage stamp. You can go on a treasure hunt. You can grab a gobstopper. You can blow some bubbles.
Wait, grab a gobstopper?
Yeah, I think when you stick like a little, maybe like 2 quarters in and turn the thing, and then you get like a piece of gumball machine.
I've never heard that expression though. Grab a gobstopper.
Really? It seems like a euphemism, doesn't it?
I don't think it seems like a sexual position.
Yeah. Hey, you want to do a little smash and grab a gobstopper?
We went to this crazy club where everyone was grabbing each other's gobstoppers.
For less than 50 cents, I tell you.
Yeah.
You can, man, they all sound like the next one, blow some bubbles. You can,
Now they're all going to sound like
I know.
problems.
It's just, I know. You can also visit a lemonade stand.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think that one's true anymore. I think
Yeah.
you're looking at about a $1.25, $1.50 for a cup of lemonade.
Oh yeah, and they're probably doing some kind of surcharge, and then you got to do it through like the Cash App or something.
Yeah, Venmo or something.
And then this
It's
house,
like,
yeah.
you can look at a lemonade stand for 68 cents. You're not getting any lemonade.
You could take a photo for your gram. That's right, doing a good deed, hanging at the lemonade stand. I don't even know the last time I saw a lemonade stand. Oh, I do remember actually. The last time I saw one, I was playing tennis with my brother-in-law, and he had a friend that's like a real like do-gooder, which I thought I was a do-gooder, but this guy's really a do-gooder. Like he, like adopts children from other countries and like.
Oh, that's
he goes.
good.
He's
Too
all
good.
in, man. The guy's going all in. Yeah, and so we were playing tennis, and some kids were selling lemonade, and he actually waited till the game was over, and he goes, "I'll be right back," and he like went over and like bought a bunch of lemonade and gave him money and stuff, and I was like, "Damn, I never would think to do that."
I think what I'm going to be, after I die, what I'm going to enjoy most is when you go into heaven, they show like kind of a highlight reel of your life. And I'd like to think me and that guy are going to die on the same day.
Oh.
And they're going to show him, building lemonade stands and adopting kids and helping old ladies across the street. And then they're going to cut over to me stealing French fries out of my brother's bag and putting them in my bag.
Oh, I know.
And he's like, well, why are we in the same line?
I know. Oh gosh, I know, right? How about when you and let's say your brother gets a cheeseburger and fries, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go wash my hands real quick before I eat," and then all of a sudden his extra large fries turn into like maybe a medium. Like I thought there was,
yeah. And he no longer has a hamburger. It's just
yeah. You're like,
I've hidden it on my person somewhere for later.
The final thing you can do with that lousy 50 cents, make a donation. That's the.
Oh.
I mean, this is like, yeah, but I guess it gets better with $1. They said what you can. This is when this was written. I don't even know what the prices are now. They said for $1.
That's how money works.
Yeah.
Things get better the more you have.
They said you can purchase a cup of coffee at McDonald's, which I don't think you can. But
nope, no, you cannot. Not for no. Actually, that is true. You can purchase any beverage at McDonald's for $1.
Wow. If you bring in exactly $1, is there tax or just you can? Here's my $1. Can I have a drink?
I think it comes out to like $1.05 or something. But I've gone there with $1 and gone, I don't have change, and they go, I take it.
Oh, that's good. You can.
Can I tell you the best thing that happened to me at McDonald's?
Yeah, yeah.
This was really sweet and sad at the same time. I had been on a Diet Coke kick. I was trying to get a little bit semblance of healthy. And I was like, I'm going to switch to Diet Coke instead of regular Coke. But I cracked the code on it, which is you put like just a dash of lemonade in there, and it cuts that aftertaste out of it. And so I was like, can I have a Diet Coke with a little lemonade? And the guy on the other end goes, what? And I was like, I'd like a Diet Coke with just a little lemon. And he goes, okay. And so I come around the side, and he gives me my Diet Coke. And then he goes, oh, 1 second. And I wait. And then he has like a tiny little courtesy cup full of lemonade.
Oh, you're like,
goes,
is that lemon? You're like, why is it warm?
Here's your little lemonade. And I was like, oh, thank you. I was like, he technically did exactly what I asked him to.
Can I get a little bit of lemonade?
Can I get a little lemonade?
You know who's lemonade? If you ever go to Wetzel's Pretzels, I really love their lemonade. Wetzel's Pretzels.
I refuse Wetzel's Pretzels. I do not acknowledge them. I only go to Auntie Annes or Aunt Annie's Pretzels.
I wonder which one's better. You like that one better? I don't think I've ever had that one.
Infinitely better.
Really?
Far better.
Well, with the Wetzel's Pretzels, I will say this: if it's a kiosk and they're just pre-made, I don't like them. You got to get them where they're fresh.
Even fresh, they're just terrible comparatively.
Wow, I got to try Auntie Annes.
Aunt Annie's, they're not afraid of butter.
Oh.
And theirs are fresh, but they look like they were made by an idiot. Now, that doesn't sound like a good thing, but when they're all baked up, they don't look like a factory pressed pretzel. Like, you know how all the Wetzel's ones are perfect?
Yeah.
Like, they all look exactly the same.
Yeah.
Aunt Annie's look kind of rough, but they're much, much better.
I like it when they're like, I like that pretzel bites, I think, where they're like soft, and I like those.
You're going to the wrong place. You really gotta hit up Aunt Annie's. They, around the holidays, they do a Snowman Pretzel.
Ooh.
Which is like shaped like a little snowman fella, and they frost it. And I don't like those, but they're fun to look at.
Yeah.
But they do all the stuff that the Wetzel's folk do. The pizza one and the jalapeno cheddar one. My favorite is the traditional salted pretzel with some of that spicy jalapeno cheese.
Ooh, I love that. That's good.
And yellow mustard. For some reason, that whole combination, if I haven't had a meal or something like that, and I'm really, really hungry and there's one of those nearby, that hits the spot like you wouldn't believe.
Okay, so we took a poll for the Pocket Party podcast, and I put it out there on my YouTube channel. I put it on my Instagram. I'm gonna ask you the question, and I'm gonna and do you want to hear the result, or do you want to make your choice?
One second.
Yeah,
I will make my choice, but after that, I just realized another thing you can get for 58 cents. Dipping sauce.
Ooh.
You can't get anything to dip in it, but you can get the sauce.
You can just put it on your fingers and lick your fingers.
Yeah.
Where do you get the dipping sauce from? Like Aunt Annie's?
Well, Aunt Annie's for one. McDonald's has a wide array of nugget sauces that you can get for that. People pay good money if you want to invest in something. Forget Bitcoin. Get into dipping sauces at McDonald's. Whenever they do like an exotic one, like they used to do an Asian one that came out with Mulan.
Oh wow!
When they were doing Mulan stuff, and people paid big money to get those now because they don't go bad. And I guess they were just extraordinarily delicious.
I love the Chick-fil-A sauce. I really like the orange one. Have you had that?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
I'd load up on that stuff and start selling it on the black market.
Yeah. On the Mike Black market.
Yeah, I do not have my own market. Don't start.
Yeah. Gwendolyn, can we scratch that from the record?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Best Christmas treat. Here we go. I had candy canes, cookies, coffee drinks, and I put other. What is it? And out of those three, candy canes, cookies, coffee drinks, 50% said cookies.
Yeah. Cookies that really feels like Christmas for some reason. Candy canes, I like how they look, but they suck. They're just peppermint.
Yeah, I liked them when I was younger as a kid. I don't hate them, but I don't hate
them, but
yeah.
Who wants a whole gigantic stick of peppermint?
Right. Oh,
you want one little one, you know?
Oh man, I wonder if my wife got these, because in the past we've gotten like these chocolate covered candy canes. Now those are really good.
I mean, maybe if you have like a tooth from your dead twin stuck in your mouth, you want a gigantic candy cane to carry around with you everywhere.
It numbs the pain and freshens my breath. It's organic. Yeah. Shout out to Jerry Mars. Jerry says, I voted cookies. Also, my other is eggnog.
Eggnog is good. Eggnog and cookies together is a hell of a combo. You dip your cookies in eggnog.
Yeah.
That's a good time.
I've only had eggnog once. Now,
I like those thin, like the shortbread cookies that have the frosting. And the frosting is like Christmas themed, like it'll be a green frosting on a Christmas tree.
Ooh.
Or that kind of thing.
That sounds good. Shout out to 100%. Go ahead.
I would much rather have a cookie shaped like a candy cane
Yeah.
than an actual candy cane.
Oh, I know. I had some of those. I did a comedy show at a church on Friday, and it was actually really good, man. And it was just great. I've been preparing this for like a long time, so I wasn't nervous or nothing. It was great. And they had a spread of Christmas like desserts, and I had about 3 of those Christmas tree cookies. They're
the best.
Yeah,
those to me, those are Christmas.
They had like the sugar on top, like is it called granulated sugar? I don't know, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like bright green, and it was just crumbling and delicious. And
that glittery kind of green.
Yeah, glittery sugar, green and red, and it was it was like, and then you had the Christmas music pumped up, and it was like, this is Christmas.
Silver bells,
silver bells.
It's not Christmas without Bob Goulet singing something,
Bing Crosby out there. Silver bells.
Sure, yeah.
I heard, you know what song I really like this year too? Like, depending on who sings it, it's always good. But I like that song, "Oh Holy Night." Holy. It sounds very, "Oh Holy Night."
When it gets to if it's like Mario Lanza or someone like that, like an opera singer, and they get to that final few notes where they're really belting it up. Yeah,
that part.
That's as good as it gets.
And I heard some.
I'm not even really religious, but you hear that and you feel like, oh wow, that's amazing.
I know. I should have donated to a lemonade stand so I can. Then like there's like orchestras that do. Oh my gosh, it was.
Oh no. When someone can belt that out really good.
There really is a variety of Christmas songs, aren't there? There's like that style, then there's like the funny style, like Grandma Got Run Over by a Reindeer.
Oh yeah.
Walking
home from our house Christmas Eve. Yeah, that song is great. There's a lot of things. I have like entire playlists of songs, like that I like to hear around this time of year. Fairy Tale of New York, of course, by the Pogues. Now it's probably my favorite Christmas song. 3,000 Miles. There's a lot of really good ones that are like slightly more contemporary.
Today I heard the Kinks' Father Christmas, and I forgot how great that song was.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's a great one.
You ought to include that in the notes, like a good holiday playlist.
Oh, let's do it.
Gwendolyn, just write down all the stuff we said.
Yes, we want.
Don't give me the look, Gwendolyn. Christmas.
The Kinks' Father Christmas. What was the one that you said?
3,000 Miles.
3,000 Miles.
Fairy Tale of New York. Of course.
Of New York. I love it.
The boys of the NYPD choir still singing "Going Back." Hey, the bells are ringing out for Christmas Day.
You sang a song on the last episode that you were on of the Pocket Party podcast, right when you answered the phone, and I looked it up. That's a really good song about "I'm waiting for a man" or something, or "I'm waiting for the man."
Oh, I'm waiting for my man. Yeah, that is the Velvet Underground, the great Lou Reed.
That was a good song, because the way you sang it, I'm like, that sounds like it's going to be a good song. And I found it on YouTube, and I'm like, that is a good song. Waiting for the man or something. Or
there are very few songs. Like Lou Reed went kind of crazy, and he did like one album that's just like machine sounds and stuff. But when he was with the Velvet Underground, the music that they churned out was so good. And, he did a lot of stuff in his solo career that was really good. Transformer is a really good album. But yeah, that guy is definitely worth deep diving on like Spotify or something like that. The more of his music you can get your ears to, the better.
That's good. I want to continue. Once again, guys, go to YouTube, leave some comments on these videos. It helps. And I have a community tab. And if you look at the community tab, I asked that question. I said, what are your favorite Christmas treats? So shout out to 100% Canadian Maple Stirrup. He writes, Rice Krispie Squares. Those are great. I love those.
Yeah.
I haven't had those in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And you ever have them?
They do them, now they do them where they're like Christmas style.
Yeah.
Where they're all green and they you can make a wreath out of them.
Oh, man. I want that.
Put a little red frosting ribbon on it.
And with M&Ms on top of them, have you had those?
Yeah, and then you put that Rice Krispie wreath and like 3-4 maybe grams of cocaine out for Santa.
Oh gosh.
You're going to get the best presents that you've ever gotten in your whole life.
He's going to go around the world twice. He'll be in such a good mood. He'll give out presents to people who were naughty and nice.
Yeah, it's like, you got me a plasma screen and an LCD.
Yeah.
Santa just got me all sorts of crazy.
He was so confused, he actually donated plasma.
Yeah.
Plasma screen and a plasma TV. Yeah.
He left me one of his reindeer. He's like, just keep it for me.
Keep
for
it,
the
bro.
year.
Yeah. He likes Canadian maple syrup. Also said homemade apple pie and pumpkin pie with ice cream and too much of all of it.
Yep.
He said,
I like the way this guy's thinking.
Yeah, he's great. He comments on almost all the YouTube videos, and that really helps. So thank you. Shout out to our neighbor in the north. What is this?
Yeah, listeners, I can't tell you how much commenting and like getting interactive with this stuff helps out. If you like what you're hearing, even if you hate what you're hearing, just comment on it, and it helps out a bunch.
What about this? I don't know what this is. He likes it says Nana Amo bars. NANAIMO bars.
Nano bars. Namo bars.
All right, I guess I have to look it up.
Nana Amo?
Yeah.
Is that how he spells it?
I don't know. It looks like it's a city somewhere because it took me to Canada. It's a city and ferry port on the east coast of Vancouver Island. I'm going to look up that word plus the word bars and see what it is.
He may literally mean the bars in Nanaimo.
Oh, no, it's a cooking classic. Maybe it's up there. Oh, that looks good.
Oh, yeah, I've seen these. A
deliciously tempting treat made with decadent chocolate, honey-sweetened graham crackers, crunchy nuts, rich butter. Dude, that looks good.
Oh, custard icing in the middle.
A wafer.
That sounds like a really good time.
A coconut. Oh, wow. That does look good. That's hilarious that neither one of us knew what that was. But
I didn't know they had a name. I knew I'd had them.
I know. Oh, shout out to Mary Rohner, Rohner. Every year, my band friends make me peanut brittle. And as I tell people, I have an affair with my friend's peanut brittle. Yeah. I love peanut brittle. Man, I hope I can have it this year. It's been about 4 weeks since the wisdom tooth came out. I think I can have it, right? Like maybe just chew it on the left side of my mouth.
I'm fine with you having it.
Oh, cool. Gwendolyn, what do you say? Does she?
She's indifferent. She doesn't care whether you have peanut butter.
I won't have it for another week. I'll wait till
she just shrugged her shoulders.
She's like, it ain't my mouth.
Yeah, I get paid the same either way.
Shout out to Cam Pie. He writes his favorite Christmas treat is a dirty gin martini with 3 olives.
That's a different kind of Christmas, but it's a good one.
He wrote,
"It's Christmas evening in the drunk tank.
I call it the BLD diet. That's an olive for each meal of the day. Okay, fine, I'll go there. Right now, Trader Joe's has a double chocolate covered cake for $6.99. Run, don't walk. Your thighs will thank me."
I don't know if that's true at all.
Clarissa C. writes, candy canes for me. And Nick Burgundy. Shout out to Nick Burgundy. He's a hip-hop rapper out of Kansas City. He actually did a theme song for me, and he's a great rapper. He writes, He writes, I picked cookies, but I love brownies.
Yeah.
I love brownies.
If you can get really good brownies, I like the ones that have like frosting on them. A lot of people, there are a lot of brownie purists out there that they do not like frosting on their brownies. I am the opposite of that. Sometimes I'll just eat the frosting and then throw the brownie in the garbage and go, thanks.
Now, see,
whoever made it.
I don't think I have ever tried a brownie with frosting, but I do like brownies with walnuts.
I've been in both moods. Where sometimes I just want an uncut pharmaceutical grade brownie.
Yeah.
And other times I want one with walnuts in it,
What about this peanut butter? Do you go creamy or do you go crunchy?
Creamy.
Creamy,
I thought I was into crunchy until I had it a few times, And I was like, you know what? I just don't like this.
Yeah, I after had the wisdom tooth removed, my wife got some creamy peanut butter, and I'm like, this is great. And I've been putting it in the oatmeal. It's delicious.
Yeah.
It's going to rain this week really hard for Southern California. Like, we're not used to it. Like, they said in some areas it's going to be 6 inches of rain.
When does that start?
Tomorrow, or no, I think like tonight at a certain time. I don't know. I don't want to Google it, but like, I don't know, 1 o'clock or something in the morning. But it's going to be all day, this week. All day Tuesday.
Well, that's horrible.
So plan, make your. So I'm thinking about ordering a nice pizza because it's going to be nice and cozy and just.
Today there's a wind advisory. Tomorrow, 100% chance of rain. It says.
Yeah, because you know how LA is. They'll be like, it's going to rain, then it just sprinkles, and then it's only out there for like maybe an hour.
Yeah, they're not taking any chances. Tomorrow they're like, no, it is going to rain.
Yeah, they've already done some evacuations out in the Inland Empire area.
It just decreases through the night from about 8 p.m. through the rest of the night. It gets into 100% chance of rain. Wow, that's going to be rough.
Yeah.
Wednesday and Thursday, the weekend's not bad. But, Tuesday, 100%. Wednesday, we got partly cloudy. Thursday, partly cloudy. And then Friday through the rest of the weekend, we got sunshine in most of the Southern California area. And then next week, we go into the week partly cloudy, move into the low 30s, and 30% chance of rain on Wednesday. We'll be getting some precipitation then, and we have a storm moving in the rest of the week.
That's
back
right,
to
folks.
You, Darren.
All right, we are back. All right, we got gas prices, weather conditions, all this. We're dropping in our rankings now. We're in the top
all
one.
The fun stuff. Yeah.
All the fun stuff.
You're just bleeding listeners now.
Yeah, we're like, we start out with my friend who has bad breath from a baby tooth, and we end on gas prices and weather conditions that have already happened by the time you hear this.
Storm front moving in that is clearing out most of the listeners.
Let's end on either. Let's name two things. I usually say three things that make us happy, but it's been a rough week. Okay, all right. No,
okay.
No, okay, I get no respect. I can't.
The football team at my high school, they were tough. After they sacked the quarterback, they went after his family.
Our school colors were black and blue. Okay. I made that one up actually, but here's the one.
You want writing credit for that one?
Yeah, exactly.
Rodney Dangerfield did not write that.
Yeah, but here's one that he did write. Hey, I went to the I'm so ugly. I went to the proctologist. He stuck his finger in my mouth. Okay. Yeah, great jokes, man. That guy has great jokes.
Yeah.
Rodney, okay, let's three things that make us happy. Do you want to start or shall I?
You start.
Well, without sucking up to the listeners, I want to thank them. I'm very happy that I have that support system. You know, there's something about you put something out and maybe a couple days goes by and you sort of forget about it. And then, bing, you start getting the comments or the messages like, hey, I do that too. And at first, sometimes it's almost like, I have to jar my memory. Like, what are they? Oh yeah, that's right. Episode 70. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like
you get some of those comments where you're like, "How dare you, sir?" And then you're like, "Oh right, we talked about this on a podcast."
Yeah. Hey, I hope your friend's breath is better. I'm like, what the hell are they talking? Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
How do they know?
How do they know? I know. Yeah, like I think I talked about one. Where I took my son to it was a he's 14, but when he was 6, my wife dropped me off at the airport, and I remember my little 6-year-old boy got out of the car, and he just wouldn't let go of me. He's like, I'm going with you, Dad. I'm going with you. And I was like, you can't go. And he goes, yes, I can. I go, you don't have you need to have a suitcase. He goes, I'll just wear the same clothes for 2 days, and you could just buy me. He's like, all logical. You could just buy me a ticket inside. I want to go. And he started trying to unzip my suitcase and trying to like get in there, and it was really funny. People were seeing it, and it was really sweet, and they were laughing, and I just remember after I got to my destination and I unzipped the suitcase and I sat down in my quiet, lonely room, I just reflected, and I was actually kind of sad. I was like, I know I'm only gone for 2 days, but damn, that was a sweet moment. And somebody had mentioned that, and I had forgotten kind of that I'd said that, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's right." And but yeah, I am. I'm.
And then you pulled him out of your suitcase. You rascal!
You rascal! But I'm happy that we have. Like I said, I would. I'm happy that people remind us of things that of highlights that we have talked about on social media or podcasts and stuff. It shows that you're not cuckoo and you're not crazy, and we are in this together. And when I write the thing about the Christmas treats, it refreshes my memory of like, I want to get some peanut brittle thanks to Mary, that kind of thing. All right, you're next. You're up.
Oh God, I'm thankful for Spider-Man No Way Home finally coming out this week.
I know the one
very excited about that. Yeah. It's not. I know you're thinking it's not quite the same as your kid begging to go on a trip with you, but I'll probably enjoy it quite a bit. What else am I thankful for?
Wait, no, we gotta take turns, pal. Don't we jump on the line with your with your thankful ass? I turned to Cat Williams all of a sudden. Your thankful ass, sir. That'd be a funny podcast. A guy who's really rich and a guy who's really poor, and they go back and forth. The one guy's like, "I'm thankful that I had a port to pull my yacht into, and a brand new laminated helipad." And the other guy's like, "I'm thankful for heat."
I wrestled a cat for half of a fish and I won.
Yeah.
I guess you could say it's been a great week.
Yeah, back to you. I'm thankful for my harem. I'm thankful for... Yeah. I have many Gwendolyns. No. I actually...
Me and my buddies went in on a bottle of hooch. And 2 of them died.
I'm thankful I learned how to roll off a moving train from a comic book.
Yeah. I did not think I would need that life skill.
I'm thankful
quite as often as I do.
I found out that 50 cents can buy me a Chick-fil-A packet of juice.
Packet of juice.
Or whatever sauce, some dip.
God, I wish McDonald's called it that. What packet of juice would you like with the McNuggets?
I'm thankful for the aluminum cans and the price I get when I turn them in. No, yeah, it's I feel like we're just making fun of people. Okay, this is...
we're making fun of the poor. That always goes over well.
Yeah, we're like, You started it with your wrestling a cat.
No, I was making a social commentary on the disconnect between the rich and the poor in a tale of two cities kind of way.
Oh, yeah.
You made it gross.
You made it gross. Actually, I know. We're going to call this episode Punching Down. How do you like the show so far? Pretty good, right? By the way, here I am acting with John Travolta in the movie Be Cool. Check it out. If you like this show and you want to show your support, every little bit helps. Go to DarrenCarter.com. I'm on PayPal or Venmo at Darren Carter Comic on Venmo. Also, I'm available on CAMEO. All right, let's get back into the show. Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I actually made a joke about I'm thankful for heat, but I said that because I'm writing it down and I'm looking at a overcast day and I'm looking at the wind blowing these trees around. And I just watched a YouTube video on how to, like if you're if the power goes out, how to heat your home. And so I actually wrote down heat because when it's cold and you don't know how to heat, it's the guy actually, I mean, don't quote me on this. Maybe our Canadian friends know, but this guy actually showed how to you light a candle and you kind of block off the candle with some bricks and you cover it and it really heats up a small space apparently. And then people were
so his advice was to build a chimney.
Yeah, exactly. And that's how negative the internet is, because some people were like, well, some positive comments were like, anyone who wears overalls and isn't I listened to their advice. like this man knows about how to survive. And then other negative people were like, this is in the military handbook. We already knew this, pal. Like, you're just reading from the military handbook.
If you're in the military, sure.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know that.
Some of us aren't.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
However, thank you for your service.
Yes, but so you put some bricks about 2 feet tall. You put a candle in the middle, and then you cover. And then the heat supposedly... I'm not going to do it, though, but it's just something I saw. Hopefully I won't have to do it. I don't even have candles.
You have to do it now.
I know, to see if it works, yeah. So yes, I'm thankful for that. And and back to you, Mike. What are you happy for? What are you happy about? 3 things that make you happy.
I really like French dip sandwiches.
Oh man, that's good. A good French dip.
I had one of those last night in the Valley. I forget the name of the place, but really good. And it came with steak fries. And
I love steak fries.
It's not really a holiday meal, but I was really thankful to have it.
Especially if you eat with a friend. I mean, I don't mind eating alone. I really don't. I know some people are like, how could you eat alone? I'm like, I have no problem eating alone.
Yeah. If you're a road comic, you've eaten alone. Yeah,
you get over that real quick. I remember the first time I ever did a road gig. I was back at the hotel, and I went down to I was like, ooh, I was like 20 years old actually, and they had a jacuzzi. I'm like, a jacuzzi, wow! And I went down there, and I'm relaxing in the jacuzzi, and I'm looking at the palm trees, and I realized like I'm by myself. This is like
the only thing when I eat alone is I always try and I think of being a comedian as like a 24-hour job. Where like even when you're not getting paid, when it seems like someone's not having a great time, maybe try and cheer them up a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've eaten alone, like at hotels and stuff like that, or out on the road, and I'll try and cheer up the waiter.
Yeah.
Get them going and laughing and stuff. And I realize there is a very fine line between funny and desperate for company.
Yeah, I know.
You don't want to be that guy, but you want to be like. It's very tricky.
Yeah, like you're a John Candy in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You're just
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you working hard or hardly working?
Yeah.
Every time the waiter comes by.
One of those jokes is fine.
Yeah.
But if every time they come back to the table, you give them like a 5-minute story about your life.
Yeah.
That's bad news.
They're like, would you like a little warm up with your coffee? Oh, sure, I sure would. And you start doing your routines.
It's bad if when you're like, oh, I'll take my check. They go, it's on us.
just on us.
Happy holidays, sir.
Yeah. I am another thing I'm happy about. I'm happy to have a variety of friends that tell me a variety of stories. It's not like we all have just one type of friend and that one, you know what I mean? There's so many, especially with our business, I guess. We learn, we're with all kinds of people and learn different stories and our, you know what I mean? Like friendship from like everywhere, like all walks of life and that sort of thing.
Yes. Well said.
Well said. Back to you, Mike.
I am thankful that this is the last thing that I have to be thankful for.
You're like, oh, my bad. We're going to do 4 things. You're like, no, you're getting 3 and that's it, buddy. You're getting 3.
Hand sanitizer, I guess.
And you just start looking around the room. I'm thankful for that Kleenex box. I'm thankful for a cell phone.
Toenail clippers, Vaseline.
Thankful for a coffee maker.
Cortisone 10.
That's like when you're trying to say the prayer and stuff and you're just running out of stuff. Like, those family prayers. Dear God, I'm thankful for a piano in the corner. I'm thankful for paper clips. Yeah.
We're all thankful for Billy's karate class. Defend us.
Defend us from our thankful asses. But Mike, it's been a pleasure. Thank you seriously. Thank you for coming back on the Pocket Party podcast.
Well, I'm thankful to get to do it.
Yes, and you're off to do another podcast later on today. You're a busy man.
I'm very, very busy through the holidays.
All right, my man. Well, we'll talk to you soon, and hopefully we'll sneak another one in before the new year, and we'll talk New Year's resolutions and then or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Yeah. You're the best, Mike. Thank you so much, man. Have a great day. Thank you. Oh, man. Mike Black. Always a treat. By the way, guys, like we said, comment on the YouTube channel, share the episodes. It does help. And if you want to help out in any type of way, please hit up that Venmo at Darren Carter Comic on Venmo. I'm on PayPal, DarrenCarter.com for PayPal. Cash App is $ Darren Carter Comic. I'm also available on Cameo. We do celebrity shout-outs. So, it's they call us celebrities, but whatever. And I do it at rock bottom prices. So go on Cameo.com, search for Darren Carter. Boom. I'll do a little shout out or a special message or uplifting, motivational, positive talk to somebody for you and your family or somebody's birthday or just a Christmas celebration. Anyways, thanks for spending part of your day or night with us. And on behalf of all the guests on the Pocket Party Podcast, we wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll see you soon. Now, thanks again for starting that party in your ear holes. Don't hurt nobody. Don't hurt nobody. Be careful.
Everybody listen to Darren Carter. We all know he's the party starter. So if you want to listen to a podcast for free, then listen to the Pocket Party.